G'day, g'day again.
Sup. Here's today's good news.
Just have a quick instalment to add to that one from the other day. Whoops. Just along those lines again, I've been the passenger. So when I'm driving, I like to make things as smooth as I can. And when I'm passengering next to Paul, because I'm not the one driving, I'm not thinking ahead, I'm not knowing what's going on. I'm having to trust him in the way that he drives, which I find tends to be a little bit less smooth in a lot of ways. But that's just our views. Obviously, Paul probably wouldn't agree with that. But that's how I feel often when I'm driving with Paul, is that he changes gears slightly different and he changes this and that and whatever. And
what she's trying to say is I'm awesome.
What I'm trying to say is it's different. It's different, and I don't know pre-change of gear or whatever it is, whether how he's going to go about it, because he's driving, not me. And then there comes the moments where if you're not the driver, not only have you got that thing where you're not the one kind of planning and watching the road, and that's the words, but also you're risking it. The person next to you might decide to go and do a dolly or a burn out, get a bit of air or something, or
do some drifting,
a little bit of sliding around. You just never know, especially if you don't know that person. Now, I do trust Paul, but if he started doing something like that with no notice, I might not find that so easy to cope with. And especially if I just thought if I didn't understand why he might be doing it. Maybe he's actually doing it to avoid an accident that he saw coming and I didn't. Actually, that reminds me, although I said I was going to be quick, but this is a little story that happened once. I was driving as a passenger with another person in the car, and we'd actually gone to drop off a missionary, returned back from a trip, and he lived on a road that had a big long driveway, and as we come off the big long driveway, the driver forgot that the road was split. It was a split road with 2 lanes on each side, so he came out of the big long driveway forgetting that it was actually a one-way side of the split road, and the cars should be all coming towards us, which they weren't at the time because there was no cars. But as soon as we turned onto the road, in what should have been the right way, the right lane to be in, we'd gone less than 100 metres up the road, and here comes a bunch of oncoming traffic in both lanes, and they start blinking their lights and beeping their horns, but nobody's slowing down for us. And so I was the passenger in this kind of situation, and I found myself kind of freaking out. What are we going to do? Because I couldn't do a thing. And yet, thankfully, the driver actually had the presence of mind to figure it out quickly enough to get himself into in between the lanes, over the white lines, the white dotted lines, and just squeeze between the cars as they came screaming past at like 90 or 100 k's an hour. So that's the very kind of thing that I'm talking about. As the passenger, you can't always be sure what's coming, or you can't do a thing to avoid accidents sometimes, even if you do see them coming. And certainly it can be a tricky thing to trust the driver, especially at high speeds. But with Jesus, there are times where he will take us where we don't want to go, where we feel uncomfortable, where we don't understand, where it seems very dangerous, and yet it is actually the best place for us to be. Possibly because he's avoiding some big accident, possibly because he's trying to grow us and develop our trust in him or something else. And for whatever reason that we may not understand, it's actually always for our good or the good of others around about us or something like that. Or maybe, probably both. And it always is going to be a test of our trust and faith in him. Can we trust him enough? The good news is that we can always trust him enough, even when we don't understand. It's just a matter of choosing to do so. And that's what he's looking for. He's looking for us to put our faith in him and not in us and our own understanding. So if your life's feeling a bit rocky at the moment, or like you spin around on some donut sort of surfaces, or in between 2 lanes in the oncoming traffic, be encouraged, and we encourage you to be raw guts honest with Jesus and tell him you don't like him much, but you're choosing to trust him. And as you do so, and you put your life in his hands, then you'll find, even if it is only when you look back sometime later, that he had your best interests and he is the best one to look after you in that circumstance. So
quick shout out to Jesus.
Yeah.
Thank you for always having such good control on our lives and knowing what to avoid and what to go for, even when we don't see it coming.
Yes, and thank you for sparing my life in that particular moment of oncoming traffic.
Yeah, mate.
Anyway, we'll be back soon with more good news. Kind regards,
Retro.
Cristo.